Hi everyone, welcome back to my Western Star playthrough of all the Michigan contracts. In this episode, I'll be smashing some pumpkins, breaking the SnowRunner physics, and helping some settlers.
They won't be bothering you again.
Thanks.
Okay, well, I won't actually be helping settlers in this episode, though I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 recently. Today I'll be completing the Super Order contract, which requires one delivery to a spot on each of the 4 Michigan maps. To make it a touch harder, I'm only going to use one truck, the Western Star 57X, and one 5-slot trailer. And because I don't think that it's realistic for the 57X to have all-wheel drive, I'm going to keep it rear-wheel drive. I am going to give it the beefiest engine, off-road transmission, and off-road tires though. I'm also going to take the side fairing and bumper options that give the best ground clearance, as I'm still a rank or so away from getting the lifted suspension on this truck. One of the first things I'm noticing is that the off-road tires aren't as good on paved roads as the highway tires. Shocker. That was a big hit. My boss is going to be pretty mad about that. My first pickup spot is the factory in Black River to load up 2 pallets of service spare parts. Another thing I'm noticing is that even with the off-road transmission, the big motor can get this truck up to speed fast, and that means lots of bumps along the way. I'm also noticing that even with the winch bumper I added, the nose of this truck is pretty low to the ground. I mean really, I'm not sure what I was expecting picking a highway truck designed for fuel efficiency. Of course it's going to be low to the ground. Okay, cargo on board, now to pick up some wooden planks. Suspension damage, engine damage. Engine damage with a side of transmission damage, and more engine damage. Suspension, tires and suspension. Maybe I should slow down. Oh, engine and transmission damage combo. Okay, I'll go slower down this hill. My favorite corner to cut in Michigan. I took this one wide enough to avoid crawling up on the bank. Just one of many trees I'll plow over during this video. Into the lumber yard and load up a pallet of wooden planks. From here, it's on to Smithville Dam. Unlike the Cycle of Cargo mission in Tamir, this one requires some out and back rather than doing things on a big loop. I spent some time with a scratch pad trying to figure out the most efficient way to do this, then complicated it by choosing to use only one truck, and further complicated it by keeping it rear-wheel drive. That means I'll be trying to keep to the dry roads by and large. And dry roads mean fast roads, and fast roads mean lots of damage. Luckily, my one-truck rule only applies to hauling cargo. It doesn't mean I can't repair or rescue with another truck. Okay, fuel on board, now to the farm to pick up consumables. First though, we'll do a quick stop at the garage to use the aforementioned support truck to repair all the damage I've done so far. This engine drinks a ton of fuel as it is. I don't need to help it guzzle even more diesel due to a faulty engine. Okay, everything is ship-shape now, onto the farm. I love using this little path around the field here. It's easier than going through the main road/lake into the farm. I'm able to keep it in high range as it just churns its way along. Very impressive. And it helps me towards my goal to earn the Once a Farmer achievement of smashing 500 pumpkins. Okay, now we have everything we need to make the first of our 4 Super Order deliveries. I know I can get out there with this truck. I've done it before on this playthrough using a 47X with all-terrain tires, albeit with only a flatbed, no trailer. This should be easier, though I know there will be a couple spots where I'll have to winch. This right-hand turn is one of them. In hindsight, I think I could have cut this corner and avoided the boggy section in the road. Luckily, there are plenty of winch points around, so I wasn't stuck for long. One upgrade I hope that the Focus Home team gives us is a diff lock for this truck. I'd have preferred that to them adding all-wheel drive, if I'm honest. Okay, that's enough griping for now. I still really like this truck. This was a tedious section. It was so off camber, I was super worried I was going to tip over. Dump the whole load of cargo on the very first part of the contract? I put it in low range and just creeped my way down the incline, trying to keep the truck and trailer as flat as I could, even if it meant going off the road a little. And I kept my finger poised above the winch key, just in case it started to go over. Oh my god, even watching it now, I have a minor panic feeling that I'm going to tip. Eventually though, I was able to floor it and get past this tricky bit. I could see the logistics base just past those trees. First load delivered, now back the way I came in. I I thought about making the big loop and coming back via the drilling site, but I haven't driven that part of the map yet on this playthrough, and I can't remember how bad it is down there. My next stop is in Island Lake to deliver 1 pallet of consumables, 1 of concrete blocks, and 1 of fuel. Hitting a pumpkin I missed on the way in. Every pumpkin counts on the way to 500. This truck is long enough that the steer axle is well clear of the ditch by the time the drive axles hit it. Down the hill at full speed, betrayed by a low bumper. Dang, I'm surprised this was only 12 damage. Okay, so I need 1 pallet of fuel for the next stop and 1 for the stop after that. From what I can tell, cargo loads, when not using the crane, from front to back, and it unloads in reverse. I want to keep a load of fuel over the drive wheels, so I delete the consumable I don't need, which will keep that fuel pallet there until I get it to the next stop. I like the look of this truck. So, I'm not any of a better driver. At this rate, I'm going to need service trucks stationed all over the map. You've got to be kidding me, I barely touched it. Okay, 1 pallet of concrete blocks, and now I have the whole load on board for the log station delivery in Island Lake. I'm not sure if it's the shortest path from here, but the safest path, probably, is for me to go to Island Lake via Drummond Island. I thought I'd just mow this tree down, high range and a full load, no problem, right? Wrong. It apparently had some death grip on the undercarriage, and I couldn't go forward or reverse. I ended up needing to winch my way off it sideways to keep going. The north half of this map has a lot of paved roads that turn into dirt on the south half. There is 1 long muddy stretch to get through, but I think getting to my next drop-off this way is a much easier approach than getting to the Island Lake Tunnel on the Smithfield Dam map. Apparently, I have the habit of leaving trucks in the road. I'm not sure why I have this 49X here, or why it's carrying the cargo that it has. Luckily, it was easy to move it out of the way and continue. Ooh, that low front end is going to be the death of me. The road doesn't even look bad there. I'm going to need this fuel stop now that I've damaged my engine so much. More transmission damage, though luckily it's doing okay overall. Oh, I dropped these planks a few episodes back. They're really right in the way. I suppose I could just delete them. I'll do it later. I don't think I've ever driven the main road here to the right. I've always cut through this little path to the logging yard. After hitting it once, I always steer clear of that stump. Even without lockers, the 57X is doing a slow but steady job plowing through this mud hole. Okay, made it to the exit, where a very similarly equipped 57X is still where I left it from my last episode. And I've left another truck just parked in the middle of the road. I think I can just go around it and knock over that tree. Or get hung up on the tree. What the heck? I know I've driven over that tree before with no problems. But not this time. It is a death grip on my 57X. I don't want to resort to using another truck to tow me if I don't have to. Okay, I'm finally clear. On to the log station. Island Lake is a goopy mess, but with these tires and the big engine, I'm able to leave it in high range most of the time. Even when it might be better to downshift, I just leave my foot in it and let the truck crawl through. In relatively short order, and with no more damage to the truck, I made it to the log station to deliver the second of the 4 loads. I added a load of metal beams for the final delivery because I still had room on the trailer and logged off for the night. When I next logged in, my 57X was on the loading platform with its trailer stuck out behind it in the air. I couldn't go forward or reverse, and it was too far from anything to hook a winch line to. I finally brought a 47X to pull it off the platform, and as soon as I attached the winch line, the 57X shot across the map, dumping the fuel on metal beams, knocking over the 47X that I was in, and finally coming to rest in the southeast corner of the map. Unfortunately, I was recording the wrong screen when it happened, but I can give you a taste of what it looked like. That 47X that was at the entrance to Island Lake a few minutes ago, it too glitched, and was floating in mid-air with all its components stretched out. As soon as I hooked the winch line to it, all hell broke loose. So yeah, that's basically what happened with the 57X. And it explains why when I left the map, I no longer had fuel or metal beams with me. Back on Drummond Island, I need to head for the exit. I just learned that I can avoid that mud hole. Take that, tree. Once again, avoid the stump. Swing wide up onto the road. Okay, it's time to delete this pallet of planks. There we go. Easily made it to the top of that little hill without bogging down and needing to winch. I'm not really short of fuel, but I might as well fill up. Price is right. Churning through the boggy section. One thing about repairing with trailers, it fixes the issues but leaves the body damage. My poor 57X. Back on the road, I'm flying. Oh my god. I'm still not used to the limited grip these tires have on pavement. That hurt. Okay, Smithville Dam, here I come. My truck is pretty damaged, and at this point I considered stopping at the trailer store to buy a service trailer to repair my truck. But instead decided to go for it, because the road is relatively smooth and there's another trailer store at the other end of this mountain road. Okay, maybe I made the wrong choice. At least it's not stalling out on me. I'll just be careful. Oh, that's not being careful. And now I'm stalling. Correction, stalled. Okay, let's get going again. Nope. Maybe if I feather the throttle. Yeah, okay. Ooh, stalling. 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 Stalling and more stalling. Stalling. Powertrain damage. Taking my anger out on a tree. Suspension damage. Stalling. Stalling. More stalling. 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 More stalling. Oh my god, I am so close to the trailer store. Finally. Okay. Don't stall on the way into the parking lot. Maintenance trailer? Yes. Fix the stuff? Yes. Hook the 5-slot back up? Yes. Heading out. No drama on the way to the service hub, and I only need one vehicle spare parts pallet. I've added a little music because I accidentally left my mic on while recording the last bit of this video. I was listening to the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I highly recommend it. But nobody wants to hear that bleeding through my headset mic combined with SnowRunner sounds. Full speed down the hill, and I thought I was going to lose it. Luckily, it was only minor engine damage, and I was soon back on track. Picking up a pallet of fuel drums for a second time, and refilling the 57X's tanks with diesel. And on to the exit tunnel. The old house is just west of town on the Black River map. I'm trying to keep pretty wide here to make it easy to get back out. Stage complete, and it's kind of weird that the game doesn't say it on screen like it did for the rest of the stages. I'm picking up metal beams here at the town storage for the final delivery to the port on Drummond Island. Back to Smithville Dam, where I'll pick up the final piece of cargo, a concrete slab, at the warehouse right before the Drummond Island tunnel. Pulling in, I avoid hitting the K-rail this time, which is good because I've damaged my engine already. Planks, blocks, beams. Damn it, I drove right past the warehouse that needed. Okay, back to the other warehouse. At 10 times speed. Pick up a concrete slab. Once more back over the mountain. And all the way to Drummond Island. I'm a little low on fuel, but I should have more than enough to get to the port. There's no way I'm messing with that tree this time around. That was a hell of a hit. The front of the truck went about 6 feet in the air. I can't believe it did so little damage. And finally, I'm at the port, delivering the final bits of cargo to complete the super order and complete my playthrough of the Michigan contracts using only Western Star vehicles. A promotion to rank 15 is icing on the cake. Well, that's the last Michigan contract. It's not the end of my SnowRunner Western Star journey. In the next episode, I'll start the Ontario missions. Delivering cargo, looking for a Tim Hortons, knocking over umbrellas, and smashing more pumpkins. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a comment, or consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.